only response we got to all art. Anyway, if I could, just for a moment,
and soon to be seen on George Lopez tonight, here's Mr. C, Howard Cassell from Heaven, to say a few words about our man of the hour. He'll like you, Mr. Howard Cassell.
Thank you, young man. I'm going to make my way to the stage. I'm following the great laws of Orozco. Here he is. The great man himself. Come on up. I'll follow you. This is the only time I'll follow you. All right. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the one, the only, Larry Orozco. That was kind of feeble. Let's try that again. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the one, the only, Larry Orozco. Nice. You know what, Larry? I was going to say a few things, roast you up a little bit, but the outpouring of affection after hearing all of these great stories about you, which I find absolutely sickening, I have to say I have absolutely nothing bad to say about you. You're a fine human being. I mean, honestly, for anybody to work for 50 years in one place like Larry did, that's 50 years, right?
36 plus.
Let me tell you something, he did work 50 years here. He actually did, but they're cutting him out on his pension. I think it's an abomination. He should get credit for the entire 5-0. What say you? Yeah, and that's what, 2.5%? 5%. 5%, 250%. 2.5. Well, he wants 5%. You get 2.5%, that's not bad.
That's up.
You can stay home.
Yeah, that's 158%.
And he did that with 2 bottles of wine. Pretty good. Let's face it though. What's that?
Be your manager.
He could be my manager. Yeah, okay, fine, thank you. Here I am in Union City. Yeah, okay, I need a new manager, that's for sure. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Because actually, Larry and I are connected we go way back to the beginning. Remember those days in Acapulco? I'll never forget cliff diving. In Acapulco, Larry of course doesn't want to remember that because it was unintentional cliff diving. We were over there. Where were we? That little restaurant there in Acapulco, and you would have one or two.
No comment.
No comment. Doesn't recall. But let me tell you something. Larry is very famous, and I know a couple of you had said here a little while ago that he should be mayor of Union City, Dakota, if you will. And I absolutely concur because I go back. Let's face it. There have been some great people here that have come out of Union City. People like Don Miller, Shorty Garcia, Little Tommy Kittyama. But Larry Orozco is right there with me. In 1974, Tom Kittyama won his first round at mayor. But some of you don't really know the inside story. You want to tell them, Larry? Say no.
No.
All right, then I'll tell them. Actually, it was a coin flip. It was between Kittyama and Larry. Larry said, Tommy, you flip the coin. Whoever wins will become mayor. The other will go into public service of another. And that's how it started. Until after one round in mayor, Larry said, you know what, I think I could do a better job. But it was too late then, right?
Vote in, vote on.
That's right, write him in. Write him in. And some people did. Some people did. But really, when I really learned how famous this man is, was when one time, we were sitting, well, I won't say it was a bar, it was a casino in Reno. I had just done a fight there, I believe it was a Jimmy Ellis bout. And he said, thank you for getting that. And I love you right here, I did. And he said to me, you know what, Howard, I'm more famous than you are. And I said, no one is more famous than yours truly. He said, I am more famous than you and I will prove it. All right, fine. He said, you know what, I know Frank Sinatra. And I said, well, I know Frank Sinatra, but not that well. And he said, well, I know him pretty good. I know him so well, I could go to his house in Palm Springs right now, and I can knock on his door and say, hey, Frankie, how about a beer? I said, all right, prove it. So we got on a plane. We went to Palm Springs, knocked on the front door, and said, Frankie, are you there? Larry goes right there to the front. Hey, Paisan, how you doing? Gives Larry a big hug. Unbelievable, you know, Frank Sinatra. Just like that. Can't believe it. All right. You know somebody else famous? Larry says, you just name him and I know him. I said, Oscar de la Hoya. All right, fine. Well, would have said that first if I'd known you were going to go that way. All right, fine. Let's go to Las Vegas. Let's go to little Oskies up above. So, we fly to Vegas. Knock on the front door. Once again, Oscar de la Hoya comes to the front door. Hey, Larry, muchacho, how are you? Oye, como va? Larry says, let's have a couple of knocks, you know, let's have a couple of tequilas, a little wine. Oscar says, andale, le dijo. Can't believe it. I said, you know what, Larry, you got me beat. I must admit, you know everybody. He says, got anybody else? I said, all right. I bet you don't know the Pope. You don't know the Pope. I'm Jewish. I don't know the Pope, but I know you don't know the Pope. He says, you know what, Howard? I know the Pope. All right, this is going to cost a little coin, but let's go. We got to go a little way. We go to the Vatican. He said, fine, let's go to McCarran Airport, post haste. And we did. Right to the airport we go. Flying all the way. We went straight. I couldn't believe it. I don't know how we got this flight, but remember that night? He remembers that night. Remember that flight attendant? I believe his name was Hector. No, just kidding. Just kidding. It was Maria. It was Maria. So we finally get to the Vatican, and there we are. And I said, you know what? It's unbelievable because we caught it on a beautiful day, absolutely beautiful sun that day. They were there. There was a big crowd out there that day. And I said, Larry, so how are you going to meet the Pope? He says, I'm going right up there with him. I'll see you later. No, Larry, don't go. No, stop. Security's going to stop you. See you later, Howard. Larry goes right up there on stage. Can't believe it. Shakes hands with the Pope. Can't believe it. Larry knows the Pope. I look over at the guy next to me, and he looks at me, and I look at him. I said, wow, what a great day. And the guy next to me says, yeah, it's a great day, but who's that guy up there next to Larry? Yeah. And so with that, I say congratulations, Larry. Truly a great man. I want to thank you. Some of the great presidents of Europe were going to come by and say hello, but we didn't have time for them. But I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. And truth be told, I am a relative of Larry's. And Larry, you know what? I'll tell you something. It's an honor being related to you, a cousin of yours. And thank you for having me here tonight.
Thank you. Howard, I'm glad you came down from upstairs to visit. I know you got to go back home. Say hi to Marilyn for me. Yeah.
I bet you want me to say hello. I will. I'll say that.
Thank you.